Welcome in here live on Recruitlings. We're down on the field ahead of Chicago House hosting Rwb Adria on a Wednesday night from the Midwest Premier League. I'm Alex Campbell. Thanks for joining us. Joined first by Rwb Adria head coach Derek Huffman. Derek, thanks for taking a few minutes for us. We're heading into the kind of the main stretch of the season now at this point. The chase for the title is on. How do you feel like your team is positioned right now as you head down the home stretch?
I think both teams know this is a big game tonight. I think the loser of this game is going to be, you're looking uphill at it, and I think the winner of this game is, on their way there at least. So I think both teams are going to bring it. The first game we had was a 1-1 draw. So, weather conditions were poor, but tonight no excuses. So I think it's going to be a good competitive game.
I know the rosters tweak and change year to year every so often, but how does the advantage of being kind of like an establishment in this league, kind of a cornerstone club in the long history of, amateur soccer in Chicago, is there any inertia that comes with that for your team, do you think?
Well, yeah, you have a bunch of guys that want to play for, a good quality side. So I think that helps us a bit every year. We have a good core of players that we kind of keep, along. And then we also have a big player pool, about 30 players that come in and out of the roster. So
looking at this game tonight again, you've got a House team that's coming off their worst 90 minutes of the season. What are you hoping your guys can do early on in this game to try to take advantage of a team that's maybe not on their best?
Well, honestly, I'd say DeKalb United playing at the NIU field. We've had trouble playing there too, so I'm not necessarily looking too much into that loss. I think they know what's at stake tonight, and they're gonna, they're good, organized side. It's gonna be a tough game. So we've struggled at DeKalb too, so I'm not looking anything too deep into that. So
fair enough. Well, you mentioned it was a 1-1 draw last time. We're looking forward to a competitive match again tonight. Coach, thanks so much for a few minutes and good luck.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we're going to walk and talk it now as we go try to find Shannon Seymour. House with a couple of lineup changes from the last time they were home. That match I referenced, a 4-2 defeat at DeKalb County United, House's first loss of the year. They are looking to bounce back from that. They are still in first place at the top of the Heartland Conference Division I standings. Derek Huffman made the point. If there's an outright winner tonight, that team is absolutely in the driver's seat. If there's an outright loser, they could quickly find themselves down in third or fourth place. See if we can spy where Shannon is out here. Didn't keep my head on a swivel there the last few steps. So where did Mr. Seymour go? This is a familiar matchup. These teams have met in the Open Cup. They've, of course, met in the Midwest Premier League. Adria, you might have seen there on Coach Huffman's shirt, back in 2019, celebrated their 60th anniversary. And so this is a team that's been around a very long time, of course, founded by Croatian immigrants in Chicago. We're going to go back the other way because we walked right past Shannon. That's what I get for looking at the camera, not looking anywhere else. It is still like almost 90 degrees here in Elmhurst, but it feels a whole heck of a lot better than it has here the last couple of weekends. Humidity way down, much more pleasant this evening. Now we'll get Shannon Seymour coming onto the broadcast for a couple minutes. Shannon, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well. Okay, so the headline thing, your team's coming off, if we're honest, the worst game of the season. How do you bounce back?
Yeah, I think as you said it, the worst game of the season, so it's hard to go down from there. We're back at home, so that's a start, and, hopefully the crowd can get us into this game. The guys know how important this game is. It's a big rivalry in the Heartland Conference, so, it's just important to protect our goal first. Right, defensively we're thinking first, and then we see what happens there on the offensive side.
Just talking to Coach Derek Huffman of Adria, he mentioned that his side had maybe their worst game of the season at DeKalb as well. He said he didn't particularly like his team playing on that surface. I mentioned that to say, is that a game you want the guys to remember as a motivation, or do you want them to kind of forget that last 90 minutes ever happened?
A little bit of both. I know that's kind of against the question, but again, we want to remember those losses because that's how you learn. You learn from your losses, and it's how you grow as a team. I think when you start the season so hot and undefeated, you sometimes need that wake-up call, and we can kind of sense that coming, so I hope this is the turnaround that the team needs to end the season on a strong note.
Home fans today are going to get a look at a newish striker on the roster of Angelo Spartiatis, a guy who's familiar to the Midwest Premier League with Edgewater Castle, coming off a season in the Greek third tier. What can these fans here in Elmhurst expect to see from him tonight, leading the line for House?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he brings a good energy to the game, that professional experience to the game, so you'll see him, again, get the ball to feet, try to create some opportunities, dangerous opportunities in and around the box, so we're excited to have him and see how he he continues to fit into the squad.
Someone who's not here tonight is Pau Mateo Chacon, a guy who, in addition to being a leader and a good defender, is such a great ball progressor for this team. When he's not out there, how much more does that ask of everybody else to up their game in possession?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the last 2 games showed it, not having him here. He's such an important role to this team, especially in our back line. He's our leader. He sees things that I might not see from that backside and just that angle. So it asks the guys to step up, communicate, and take a little bit more responsibility for themselves as well as the team.
We're heading into the home stretch of the season. These are 2 of the best teams in the division. You drew 1-1 earlier in the year. If you had to pick out one thing, what's going to be the difference tonight and who gets a leg up in the title race?
I think the defensive side of the ball, whoever defends the box better will come out on top. I think the midfield will really matter in this game. Who brings more energy, who wins more of those second balls, those 50-50s as well.
Well, we're looking forward to a good, well-contested battle here on Wednesday night in Elmhurst. Shannon, thanks so much. Good luck to House tonight out on the field. House also celebrating Cancer Awareness Night tonight. You'll see those lavender kits on the House players tonight as well in support of that cause. Shannon, thanks so much, and good luck to the team out there tonight. We'll see you after.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're going to take a break then here pregame live on Recruitlings. Kickoff coming up in just a few minutes here live from Elmhurst. You're watching the Midwest Premier League in Chicago House here live on YouTube on Recruitlings. We'll be right back with the opening kickoff.
Jhon Alzate, midfielder.
Pau Mateo Chacon, defender.
Julian Da Silva, center mid.
Hey, my name is Eric Espinoza and I play midfield and forward. Hi, I'm Jordan Friend, number 18, striker.
Ryan Grady, goalkeeper.
Hi, my name is Jeremiah Higgins and I'm a goalkeeper here at Chicago House.
Aryan Kamdar, forward winger.
Bay Kurtz, center mid.
Dan LaCost, center back.
Hi, I'm Jake Lane and I'm a right winger.
Mwpl, left wing.
John Makowiecki, right back.
Alejandro Mentasti, forward. Austin Montejano, outside back.
My name is Oscar Montejano and I play midfielder.
Aaron Moreno, center mid. Ricardo Orozco, midfielder. Jaret Reveles, fullback.
A.R. Smith, Chicago House captain, and I'm a forward.
Oleh Tymovfi, winger.
My name is Bryan Villa and I play center midfield. My name is Dylan Viila and I'm a striker for the Chicago House.
Jasper Waddington, defender.
Nico Williams, striker.
Gabe Zorilla, goalie.
Hi, my name is Jacob Rutledge. I'm assistant coach here at Chicago House.
Jeff Rettenberg, assistant coach, Chicago House.
Shannon Seymour, head coach, Chicago House AC men's soccer.
Hi, my name is Brian Koenig. I am the president of Soccer 2000. We are a soccer specialty store located in Downers Grove. We specialize in servicing club uniforms and a personalized retail experience. Soccer 2000 has an exclusive team center that includes a wide variety of uniform kits to help your club choose the next kits that will make you guys look great on the field. Contact us at 630-241-9500 or find us online at soccer2000.com.
Max Heads, custom kick drum heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head. Did you know that you can advertise your business on our live streams? You sure can. Contact us about the numerous advertising opportunities we offer to local businesses during our sports live streams. Build brand awareness, engage customers, and support your local sports teams. Contact us for more information. Welcome to Midwest Premier League Soccer. Tonight, Chicago House AC hosts Rwb Adria. Live from Langhorst Field at Elmhurst University. Live stream brought to you by Recruitlings.
It's game time.
This time we ask you to please rise if you are able and remove your caps and play the national anthem. Starting lineups for both teams, starting with the visiting Rwb Adria. Number 1, Brett Petrusek. Number 12, Mike Howell. Number 6, Nick Klavian. Number 11, Zekar Shkichenko. Number 14, Julio Rodriguez. Number 7, Alejandro Sanchez. Number 21, Victor Barron. Number 2, Sean Escueta. Number 5, Gerald Sainz. Number 17, Leo Acosta. And number 3, Antonio Barrazo. And now, the starting lineup for your Chicago House. Number 3, Ryan Grady. Number 5, John Makowiecki. Number 6, David Abidor. Number 24, Bay Kurtz. Number 20, Austin Montejano. Number 22, Jhon Alzate. Number 2, Jake Lane. Number 4, Oscar Montejano. Number 14, A.R. Smith. Number 29, Evangelos Spartiatis. And number 10, Kiki Avalos. The Chicago House are coached by Shannon Seymour.
Good evening and welcome to this presentation of Chicago House AC in the Midwest Premier League on a Wednesday night from Langhorst Field on the campus of Elmhurst University in the west suburbs of Chicago. It's Chicago House hosting Rwb Adria in a clash at the top of the table of the Heartland Conference First Division. House coming off their first loss of the season, looking to bounce back, still sitting at the top of the league standings, but looking for a big win tonight against a team with whom they drew on the road 1-1 earlier this season. Would have heard the, we'll get the shapes for you as soon as I can figure those out lineup-wise. Can't tell you what House is doing. We'll have to wait on Adria, I should have said. Ryan Grady is in goal. John Makowiecki, David Abidor, Bay Kurtz, and Austin Montejano are the back four. Jhon Alzate, Oscar Montejano, the captain A.R. Smith, the trio in midfield. Jake Lane on the right wing, Kikis Avalos on the left. And leading the line, a relative newcomer to Chicago House, it's Evangelos Spartiatis, making his second consecutive start. House wearing those light purple uniforms tonight. It's Cancer Awareness Night here for Chicago House. There's club staff and other personnel wearing purple ribbons this evening. So special purple kits commemorating that. Rwb Adria in the all white.
Sign I put on outside is helping.
House on the season, 25 goals scored, 10 conceded. Again, 4 of those coming last time out, and 3 more coming the game before that in a frantic win versus Green Bay Glory. So House have not defended well. Again, allowing 7 of their 10 goals on the season in the last 2 games. Nice exchange on the far side between Kikis Avalos and Zakhtar Shkidchenko. Referee just checking with the goalkeepers and his assistants. Slight delay here to the start. Not sure what the issue the officials are having is, but and we are now underway here in Elmhurst with Adria kicking off, going from right to left. They've got that Croatian flag trim on their sleeves and socks. Again, House in all purple tonight. Not the most obvious contrast from a distance. Near side, Antonio Razzo, the left back. Chipped long, it's over the head of number 10, that's Jesus Mendoza. He's up front alongside Victor Baron. Long ball looking for Spartiatis, got tangled up there with Pollo Rodriguez. Real name Alex. Mendoza again dropping deep. Pollo Rodriguez looking for the run of the left back, Razzo. Makowiecki there defending, and that ball was out of play before he got the cross off. It'll be a goal kick for Ryan Grady. Winning that back was the captain, Sainz. Spartiatis in there on a challenge. Off of Razzo. Ball just kind of stuck to this near sideline right now on the turn, Baron. That's blocked forward by Alzate. Spartiatis, his first touches. He'll look to release Jake Lane. Lane, big switch. Headed on by Avalos. Gets the thumbs up from Spartiates, but not quite what they were looking for. Nothing else, House able to flip the field. So near as I can tell, it's more or less a straight up 4-4-2 for Rwb Adria. Brett Petrusek is in goal. The back four from right to left is Sean Azqueta, Mike Howell, Pollo Rodriguez, and Antonio Razzo. Midfield band of four from right to left is Zakhar Shkidchenko, Nick Klabjan, Gerald Sainz, the captain, and Alejandro Sanchez. And then the front two, Jesus Mendoza and Victor Barone. Here's Shkidchenko down the far side. Shkidchenko to the middle. Big block in there by Bay Kurtz. That ball's going to stay in play. Kurtz, who, as we mentioned in an earlier broadcast this season, did have quite the opportunity earlier this summer to play with the Des Moines Menace in the Open Cup. We'll get back to that. Here's Kikis just playing this into space for Jake Lane to chase. It's a race between Lane and Razzo. And Razzo just throws a hip check, and the referee calls the foul. If you're going to go in like that, you can't take a long glance at the player you're lining up first and then run him over. Got to be a little more subtle than that. And this is a dangerous set-piece opportunity for House, and the referee being sure to set a tone here early in this one. Jhon Alzate is standing waiting for the set piece, and now it's the captain Sainz giving both the referee and the assistant a piece of his mind, and another player just refusing to back up. These games between House and Adria, always a slightly feisty affair, I think it's fair to say. And still the referee getting an earful from the guilty party there, Antonio Razzo. And I don't think Razzo has much of a case to plead there. You got to at least pretend you're playing the ball. It'll just be a one-man wall of Razzo ahead of Alzate to take. Jhon Alzate, the Medellin native, swings this into the middle. It's cleared away. I think it was Howell who got the important touch. And now looking to counter our Adria. Sanchez hits the brakes. Sanchez, the former Roosevelt Laker, turned over by Adria. Lane, well done by Sainz to win it back. Harold Sainz. Oscar Montejano trying to win that back off of Klabjan. Oscar, who scored that House goal in the 1-1 draw at Adria earlier in the season. Barone knocking this long and looking to run onto it. Bay Kurtz, though, is there first. Kurtz, who played in both the Chicago Fire and Real Salt Lake Academies back in his youth before a college odyssey from Liberty to UVA to UNLV. Makowiecki closes down that cross. It'll be the game's first corner for Adria here in the 7th minute. Over to take is Jesus Mendoza. Abidor and Austin Montejano guarding the 6-yard box. As Grady barks instructions. This is swung into the middle and headed away there by Abidor. Chance not gone. Sanchez, that hits the back of Austin Montejano. And now Lane can try to get clear as he contests that with Shkidchenko. Nice touch there around the corner by Kikis. And now Lane had his jersey pulled, tries to play this for Oscar Montejano, and Howell's there first, but A.R. Smith could get there. Well read by Petrusek. Kikis gave it away to Signs. 50-50 challenge with Alzate, and then he wins it away from Kikis. Sanchez can turn. Mendoza looking for the run of Barron. Victor Barron wins a corner off of Kurtz. Barron, who previously played for Indios de Ciudad Juarez in Mexico. Not sure what level of Mexican soccer that's at. Of course, not FC Juarez, the flagship team there. Curled it again. Abidor free header. Not really sure what Adria were doing there. No one really even made a run into the box for that corner. They'll keep possession, though, with a throw on the far side. Barking instructions is head coach Derek Huffman, former Chicago House player. He was on the House Nisa roster back in 21-22. That's flicked away by Kurtz. Back into the middle. 50-50 challenge, and booting it way into the air is Makowiecki. Look out, kid. And now the referee is going to have a conversation between Signs and Spartiatis, who are having a bit of a shoving match off the ball.
No, we didn't. It was too hot to even watch it.
Huffman, not the only former House Nisa player on the team sheet for Adria. Leo Acosta is on the bench tonight, and he's also a former House player. No shots on goal yet for either team. Adria have had a few blocked as House here try to play out from the back. Kurtz sending it long. Spartiati's first time for Lane. That's a good pass. Has A.R. Smith overlapping. Here is the House captain. Not quite, though, getting to that one. And trying to tangle there with Razzo. And in the end, it's an Adria throw. No yellow cards yet in the early exchanges, but this game feels like one that's bound to have several. Mendoza couldn't flick it on. Oscar. Lane. 3 goals in his last 2 games here in Elmhurst. Still Jake Lane. Lane on to his left. Jake Lane right at Petrusek. Brett Petrusek is currently the goalkeeping coach for the Lewis University Flyers. This House team, not a young team by any measure, but Adria, based on my experience, I'm pretty confident in saying this is the oldest roster in the Midwest Premier League Heartland Conference. But they do boast a couple of guys with Liga MX experience, a couple of former pro indoor players. That's a poor giveaway. Barron. Barron lifting it for Mendoza. Abidor got a foot in, straight in the air. And Alzate gets clear. Lane onto this one. Up against Rodriguez. Howell going backwards. Got to be careful, and he does well just to hit that to the corner and not back toward the goal. Sanchez. And he'll relieve the pressure to Azqueta. Sean Azqueta, Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin native. Played 79 games for the UW Milwaukee Panthers between 2018 and 2022, putting the pressure here on Grady. Signs. Shkichenko. Alzate got a foot in, but it ended up being a pass for Adria as Austin Montejano turns and clears. Oscar, nice little chip over the sliding challenge. Abidor, barking instructions. Abidor with a
global soccer CV to rival anybody in this division. Finland and Israel among his international stops over the years, with some time in the USL Championship mixed in. That's a bad touch backwards, and now Spartiatis. No, he just had too heavy a touch. Almost very opportunistic there, the former Edgewater Castle striker in the Midwest Premier League. Played this past season for AS Rhodos in the 3rd tier of Greek football. Has bounced around the Greek lower divisions the last 4 years. Lane slides to get a touch, but this will just be cleared for Petrosek. Smith tangling with Klobyan, and Klobyan comes out of that pile with the ball, immediately looking for Shkichenko. The Ukrainian keeps that in play along the end line. Shkichenko, well done. Still Shkichenko. Shkichenko, still Shkichenko. Blasts high and wide. Shkichenko, native of Kyiv. 4 different college stops. Purdue Northwest, Governor State, St. Francis University, and then finally Lewis. Played 17 games for the Flyers, 16 starts back in 2022 in that final collegiate season. '15th minute here in Elmhurst. 0-0. Adria have had the slight better of it. No clear-cut chances yet for either side. Alzate puts that behind Kurtz. He's going to have to run to keep this from being a corner. Makowiecki able to turn. Smith. House slowly relieving the pressure. Abidor. Kikis Avalos. Lane turned right into Howell. Kurtz being pressured here by Mendoza. Good touch there by Oscar. No, just too heavy. Gave it away. And then Abidor puts his foot through it. Not taking any chances. Petrosek. Have to look into how the Midwest Premier League postseason sets up, because there's 3 conferences. And I doubt that the Heartland Division II winner would get the playoff invite, but you never know. That could make some sense. That or maybe second and third playing each other in terms of overall totals and standings, and then the winner plays whoever has the best overall record of the 3 conference champions. But we'll get back to you on that. Still several weeks to go here in the Midwest Premier League. This house team home on the 12th and 19th of July. Those are their last 2 regular season home matches. Abidor just striding forward. A.R. Smith. Oscar. Back for A.R. And again, Oscar. Oscar. Oscar Montejano. Montejano. Put that between teammates. A chance to counter now if they can get out. Makowiecki closing it down. And then poking it out of play, only conceding the throw to Alejandro Sanchez. House better over the last 5 minutes or so. Giving it away to Makowiecki. Lane, Kikis, Oscar. House growing in confidence here as the first half goes on. Kikis. Left that short of Lane. Good sliding challenge by Razzo. Look out. Makowiecki onto this one. Makowiecki. Smith. Lining up Rodriguez. A.R. Smith crossing. Howell flicks the header on, and this will go out for House's first corner of the match here in the 19th minute. Abidor and Makowiecki will be the biggest threats here in the literal sense. Kurtz also getting forward. Kurtz, who played in Nisa, but not for House. He played for both Stumptown and Cal United Strikers. Alzate lifts this toward the near side. Bay Kurtz heads it down. It's right off the back of Mendoza, and he couldn't keep that in. We'll do it again from the near side. If you're watching this game and curious how the national teams are doing this evening, both the U.S. men and women currently lead 2-0 over Guatemala and Canada, respectively. Kikis Avalos joining Alzate for this, and the referee's going to tell Kikis to wait. And see who the referee wants to talk to. He's calling over signs, and I believe that's Makowiecki. It is. Just a slight height discrepancy there. Kikis waits. Referee keeping a keen eye on the penalty area. Kikis out, swinger. Flicked on, could have fall for Jake Lane. Good block in the end there by Barone. And now Shkidchenko, 1-on-5, trying to go the other way. He wins the throw-in. Putting his body on the line there, Victor Barone. Good work on the far side there by the ball kid in the Messi jersey. Adria were the better team for the first 10 minutes. House the better team for the second 10. Sanchez. Barone wasn't looking. Makowiecki. Ryan Grady. Just sends that out of play, does the safe thing. Adria, though, have certainly been willing to apply some pressure. Barone up against Austin Montejano. Left that short of a teammate, Barone, and Austin just clears it off of Azqueta for a throw. Howell wins that header over Spartiatis. Sanchez. Razzo. Central. Adria won a handball. Maybe they should focus on the counter that's developing instead, although it doesn't last very long. Spartiatis goes down a bit softly. Signs. Mendoza. Barone knocked away from behind by Austin Montejano. And Ryan Grady can slow it down. That's Oscar, good for a couple of touches, and he draws a free kick. And now both teams want to talk to the ref about a decision they feel didn't go their way. Abidor flaring this to the near side for Jake Lane. Makowiecki. Into the feet of Spartiatis, who can turn. Spartiatis cutting back. Alzate. Put it behind Smith. Austin Montejano slides in and concedes the throw. Long run here for Puyo Rodriguez. Left that short, and here goes Makowiecki, just too heavy. And Rodriguez can get out of trouble. Good work by Spartiatis there, recognizing that Makowiecki was caught upfield and House would need some defensive support. Love to see that defensive work rate from a striker. Long throw from Rodriguez. It could find Shkidchenko. Shkidchenko centering. And away by Abidor. A little heavy there by Smith. Adria want a handball. They've got it back anyway. Mendoza. Mendoza tried to chip it in behind. That hit Smith on its way through. Barone. Azqueta overlapping. Barone crossing. Kurtz wins the header. Swing and a miss by Smith. Came off him in the end. After a touch by Klobyan, the former Chicago City SC and Chicago Nation player. And here is Puyo Rodriguez lining up this long throw. Into the far side, headed down. Shkidchenko put it off target, and then the offside flag goes up as several yards offside was Mendoza. But a warning shot there from Adria. Looking long, Spartiatis against Rodriguez, who might have to double check this, but I thought I saw, looking up him online, that he is a rising college freshman. If that's true, that is a very impressive beard for an 18-year-old. Howell. Mendoza. Mendoza, a great through ball for Shkidchenko. Shkidchenko in one-on-one. Shkidchenko! The Ukrainian breaks free and makes no mistake one-on-one with Grady. A great through ball by Mendoza, and in the 27th minute, the visitors take the lead. Oh, no. House just got caught up the field there, and Shkidchenko can scoot and took advantage, timed his run well, and that's the danger you can create when a striker like Mendoza drops deep as a false 9, that naturally pulls the center backs forward and just creates more room behind the defense. Exploited to perfection there by Adria. And I believe that is the first shot on goal by either team tonight. And it finds the back of the net. A.R. Smith took a late challenge, free kick. Ref didn't like something he heard. I think he doesn't like something that Abidor said. And still no yellow cards in this game, which I think is more of a credit to the referee than anything, that he hasn't felt the need to use them yet. And I think he's walking the tightrope well at this point, and we'll see how the fact that there's now a goal on the board changes the temperature at all. Kurtz. Makowiecki. Lane. Closed down there by Razzo, who's done really well at left back so far tonight, matching up with the tricky Chicago House right winger. Referee doesn't indicate a foul or an advantage. Play continues. Here's Lane. Well done by Howell. And then Abidor into the back of Barone, and will this be the game's first yellow? That was a pretty professional foul. Looks like no. But it feels like we are rapidly advancing toward the referee going to his pocket. Abidor, a player who's very physical, but does walk that line. I think that's just some post-goal frustration as Victor Barone reties his laces. Makowiecki wins the header off the free kick. Mendoza nowhere to go. Mendoza into the feet of Barone, heavy touch. Kikis just put that right in. This is the midsection of signs. Mendoza, Barone, Kurtz getting stuck in. Alzate sliding, referee says play on, playing in the advantage. One did not materialize in the end, but play had gone on for a bit. I bet he goes back though and books Jhon Alzate as Barone is still down. Now required to stop play, and now the referee will. And first, he's going to check on Barone. That was certainly late from Alzate. And the training staff is invited on the field. Alzate getting called over to talk to the official. And we do have our first yellow card of the night, issued to Jhon Alzate. After that last Abidor foul, it did feel like whoever did something yellow card adjacent next was going to get booked. Barone back to his feet. And just saw, it's interesting, Skidchenko and Mendoza having a chat. Obviously, they linked up well for the goal, but I'm sure they'll look to pull something similar again. Barone does have to at least briefly leave the field because play was stopped for an injury. Can't imagine Barone will be on the sidelines for long here. Play will restart with a drop ball. Adria were in possession. The general protocol here would be that this ball is dropped to Adria and they kick it back to House to the goalkeeper. That's not what we're going to do here, and we'll play on. As Barone is waved back onto the field. House, though, really have to keep their heads here. 12 minutes to go until halftime. Here goes Skidchenko again, putting on the burners. Skidchenko looking for Mendoza, couldn't return the favor this time. Signs. Rodriguez. Sanchez. Trying to play the crossfield ball as Razo. Header won there by Kikis. Quiet game so far for the house number 10. Howell just kept that in and then plays this back. Something to deal with here for Petrusek. Signs dropping deep. Petrusek again. Does the smart thing and just clears his lines. Alzate wanted to go through the line for Lane, but Rodriguez got in the way. Sanchez. Barone is taking his lumps today and is fouled this time by Makowiecki. Air Smith. Taken away by Razo. It's not complicated what Adria are doing in this game, but they're doing it disciplinedly and effectively. Skidchenko. Skidchenko has a go. Kikis. Can House find anything going forward? A.R. Smith lifting this to the far side. Spartiati's on the chase. We'll get there. Flag stays down. Spartiati's against Howell. Spartiati's. Still Spartiati's. Spartiati's squaring. Several players took a swing and it bounces in the end to Signs. Who gives it away? Jake Lane. Jake Lane, that's blocked. Alzate. Couldn't find a teammate and Rodriguez boots it away. And now Barone trying to turn. Can Bay Kurtz get there first? Barone slid in to get the first touch. That's well done. Real gritty performance in this first half from Victor Barone. A.R. Smith was offside, so Petrusek is able to claim ahead of Lane.
Perfect for the summer and to watch tonight's game. It's ice cold, refreshing, and like no other lemonade you've had.
Also, no substitutions made by either team yet in this first half. Each team does have a full bench. Makowiecki wants the run of Kikis Avalos and he overhit it. House bench, the backup goalkeepers Jeremiah Higgins. Forward Nico Williams, forward Alejandro Mentasti, also Dylan Viila, defender Jasper Wallington, midfielder Xavier Gomez, defender Dan LaCost, midfielder Eric Espinoza, forward Magloire Makila, and midfielder Julian Da Silva. For Rwb Adria, the backup goalkeeper is Alejandro Barajas. Also on the bench are Brian Terrazas, Zach Reget, Luis Lozoya, Leo Acosta, Aaron Sandoval, Mario Calleros, Omar Gill, and Cam Williams. House wingers have switched sides at the moment. Kiki's now on the near side, Lane the far. Abidor. Lane. Oscar. Kurtz couldn't find Smith. I said House were the better team from minutes 10 to minute 20. They have been decidedly second best ever since. Kikis. Oscar, heavy touch. Allowed Howell to go in, and then Oscar went in late. We play on for now as Howell's down. Mendoza still going. Some Adria players calling for the ref to stop the game. Lane puts it out of play, and Howell's in some pain here. I don't think there was any malintent from Montejano, but Howell won the ball. And all Montejano got was foot and or ankle. Still waiting on the restart here as Lane throws it back to Azqueta. Sent long by Rodriguez. Kurtz wins the header, only as far though as Barron. Barron, Mendoza, Mendoza. For Shkidchenko, Shkidchenko! Is that a penalty? Yes, it is. And Makowiecki's probably going into the book, too. It's going to be a chance for Adria to double their lead as Shkidchenko got in behind. And I know that the Adria players are saying they want a penalty and a red card. But in this case, if the player is trying to play the ball, it can't be red. So this is going to be yellow, and it's going to be a penalty. So no card yet, but this one's definitely coming, you would think, once the referee can clear the rubble, so to speak. But after scoring the first, Shkidchenko again gets in behind to create the second, and it's going to be the man who assisted the opener, Mendoza, to line up. And right now, the referee has still not put out a yellow card for Makowiecki, and that's pretty shocking, if I'm honest. Went in from behind, didn't get the ball, and Shkidchenko was in on goal, so that, in the penalty area, has all the ingredients of a yellow card. Adria might not care much, though, if this ball ends up in the back of the net. It's Jesus Mendoza against Ryan Grady. Adria looking for what could be an early dagger. Mendoza scores as he puts it in the side netting. Grady went the right way. Nothing he could do. And in the 42nd minute, Adria doubled their lead from the spot. So Jesus Mendoza and Zakhar Shkidchenko involved in both Adria goals, and in both instances the House backline was just caught flat-footed and not ready for the pace of Shkidchenko. And so close to halftime, maybe no subs right now, but Shannon Seymour's got to figure something out at the break, not only to figure out how House can create anything in the attack, something they haven't done yet tonight, not a save to make for Brett Petrasek, but the way they are just getting absolutely torched by the Ukrainian winger. Makowiecki getting forward. Makowiecki lost his footing, found Lane, and then Lane committed the foul on Signs. Signs, the captain, helped to his feet by Rodriguez. I imagine Adria would be content just to see the game into the break at this point. Long ball, Abidor there to play it. Abidor line drive right at Signs. Signs, Mendoza. Avalos winning it back. Here's Alzate. Smith. Oscar Montejano. Through the lines. Smith, Spartiatis, lost out. More good defending by Howell. And out of trouble is Razzo. Bay Kurtz looking nowhere to go, and that pass to no one kind of sums up House's half with the ball, but here's Alzate taking it away. He's got Lane in the middle, goes himself. It's off Rodriguez, it'll be a corner. As the clock ticks toward 45 minutes, it'll be 4 added minutes at the end of the first half. Alzate over to take. Alzate to the far post, up and over everybody. Lane ran into Howell, played it off him. More good defending by 12 and White. Goal kick. Howell, who split his college time between Western Illinois and UW Parkside, made 32 starts for the Parkside Rangers in his final collegiate season. Petrasek to take this on a night that so far has been a breeze for him. Azqueta sends this high and too wide. Oscar, Lane, Oscar. To his twin brother. Avalos doesn't quite have the hops to keep that in. Looking at the House bench, if they got to get goals to get back in this, there are a few other options. You've got Mentasti, who's a big physical center forward. Nico Williams, who's a industrious, if slightly smaller profile of striker. Then you've got a winger like Mwpl. 2 balls on the field. Mwpl, who could bring a bit of pace in attack as well. 2.5 minutes into the minimum of 4 added on at the end of the first half. 27th minute goal by Zakhdar Shkichenko gave Adria the lead, and then he drew a penalty that was converted in the 42nd minute by Jesus Mendoza. Given away by Kurtz. Makowiecki high putting the pressure on. Here's Lane. One too many step overs. Throw in for House. 40 seconds of that 4 minutes to go. A.R. Smith tries to send a cross, and that's cut down and blocked by Razzo. It's out of play. It's going to be a free kick, though. Instead, for Adria, foul by Makowiecki, who again was lucky to escape a yellow card on that challenge that was called for the penalty. Referee blows his whistle for halftime. Rwb Adria looking much the stronger team in the first 45, and they lead 2-0 at the half. Lots to figure out here for Chicago House. Struggles defensively, nothing created going forward. Time to turn it around for Shannon Seymour and co. They've got 15 minutes to talk it over, and we'll see how it plays out in the second 45. We'll take a break, though, first for halftime. You're watching Chicago House AC Soccer here live on Recruitlings. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Brian Koenig. I am the president of Soccer 2000. We are a soccer specialty store located in Downers Grove. We specialize in servicing club uniforms and a personalized retail experience. Soccer 2000 has an exclusive team center that includes a wide variety of uniform kits to help your club choose the next kits that will make you guys look great on the field. Contact us at 630-241-9500 or find us online at soccer2000.com.
Max Heads custom kick drum heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head. Did you know that you can advertise your business on our live streams? You sure can. Contact us about the numerous advertising opportunities we offer to local businesses during our sports live streams. Build brand awareness, engage customers, and support your local sports teams. Contact us for more information.
Halftime here in Elmhurst at Langhorst Field, where Rwb Adria leads Chicago House 2-0 at the halftime break. Thanks for joining us tonight here live on Recruitlings. I'm Alex Campbell, and right now it looks like House are headed for their second consecutive loss of the season, coming off that 4-2 loss at the weekend against DeKalb County United, as Adria just bossed that first half. They lead by 2 goals. First, a great long ball perfectly timed by Jesus Mendoza onto the foot of Zakhar Shkidchenko, who did well to finish past Ryan Grady. And then again, it was a penalty from Mendoza that made it 2. Shkidchenko won it on a great ball over the top, and he was just taken down by John Makowiecki. And the speedy Ukrainian wide man has been causing constant issues for this House team. So defensively, they got to figure that out. Going the other way, they have struggled to string more than 2 or 3 passes together at any given time. They don't have a shot on goal in this game, do House, and they just look very, very disjointed in possession. There might be some tough calls here for Shannon Seymour to make at halftime if he wants to get his side back into this game. Otherwise, it'll be a second loss in 2 and a big step backward in the race for a first Midwest Premier League Heartland Conference title. Halftime continues here live from Elmhurst. We'll take another quick break. Second half coming up right after this.
Hi, my name is Brian Koenig. I am the president of Soccer 2000. We are a soccer specialty store located in Downers Grove. We specialize in servicing club uniforms and a personalized retail experience. Soccer 2000 has an exclusive team center that includes a wide variety of uniform kits to help your club choose the next kits that will make you guys look great on the field. Contact us at 630-241-9500 or find us online at soccer2000.com.
Max Heads custom kick drum heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head. Did you know that you can advertise your business on our live streams? You sure can. Contact us about the numerous advertising opportunities we offer to local businesses during our sports live streams. Build brand awareness, engage customers, and support your local sports teams. Contact us for more information.
Welcome back here live on Recruitlings on YouTube on this Wednesday evening in Elmhurst, where the temperature has dropped as the sun has set on a lovely summer evening. And Rwb Adria, are certainly enjoying it more as the visitors lead 2-0 here ahead of the second 45. We have one house substitution ahead of the second half, and it is Jake Lane has been replaced by Nico Williams. I'll have to take a look to see if there's any changes for Adria, but I don't see any. And why would you change anything if you were Derek Huffman based on what you saw in that first half? They didn't create a lot of chances, but the chances they did create were big ones, and they took advantage. With undoubtedly Zakar Shkidchenko being the man of the match so far. So for Adria, it's Petrusek in goal, a back four of Azqueta, Howell, Rodriguez, and Razo. Midfield band of four, Shkidchenko, Klabian, Sainz, and Sanchez, and a front two of Mendoza and Baron. For House, Grady in goal, Makowiecki, Abidor, Kurtz, Austin Montejano across the back line, Alzate, A.R. Smith, and Oscar Montejano in midfield, Williams, Spartiatis, Avalos, the front line. And if House don't score in the opening 5 or 10 minutes of this half, I'm interested to see how long Shannon Seymour will wait to make more changes. Mendoza was pushed off it by Oscar Montejano. House maybe could use just a bit more patience in possession. We're maybe seeing that here. Really tried to force things in that first half, and Adria were ready for it. Again, nothing fancy about a good old-fashioned 4-4-2, but if you can play it well, there's a reason it became the default formation in European soccer for quite a while. Here goes Shkidchenko again. Shkidchenko to the end line. Did he keep that in play? Did it hit a hand? It was out of play first, so the handball question is academic. Goal kick. But once again, Zakar Shkidchenko getting in behind the House back line. John Makowiecki for Jhon Alzate. First touch for Nico Williams. A.R. Smith, this is better. Spartiatis, defense catching up. Makowiecki. Makowiecki's cross looking for Kikis, and he misses. Best look of the game, first real shot by House, and it comes off their best series of possession to date on the night. And a great cross from Makowiecki. Kikis Avalos from an albeit tough angle. Couldn't quite direct it on target. House that close to clawing one back here early in the second half.
No, I didn't. Still 7. It does. It does. We might have a little bit more time in hockey, to be honest with you.
I am wondering, looking down at the bench for Adria, I'm wondering if Brett Petrusek is the keeper on the bench and Alejandro Barajas is currently in net. Tough to know from up here. Corner on the far side here for House. Alzate to take. Alzate swings this in low. Keeper didn't get to it. Cleared away. Austin Montejano. Back out wide for Alzate. Lots of guys staying forward here. Alzate into the area. And the keeper secures. House with some extended possession.
Andy.
Nico Williams, was he fouled? He was. It'll be a free kick for House. So now it's Alzate and Smith with interest in this. Wait.
Andy.
We're fine? Oh, no, we're not fine. This isn't working.
No, it's not.
Will it be Alzate or Smith? Smith, keeper bobbled, got it back.
It looks like the same guy.
Same guy lineup on? I guess. Yeah, yeah.
So it'll just be a goal kick in the end. Williams finding some space. Austin. Kikis. Austin Montejano. Abidor. Montejano. Avalos. Kikis. One with Azqueta. Shkichenko helping out. And that's on a play for a house throw. Shkichenko. Mendoza. Chance to break. Mendoza, though, in no hurry. Might have taken too long there. He had options. As A.R. Smith able to take that away. Avalos. Was neither a good touch nor a pass given away. Makowiecki, though, onto this. Williams, great work here. Oscar. Alzate. Smith. A.R. Smith has a go. Easy save down to the right.
It's a single digit. It looks like it's 1. Yeah. Yep, it's number 1. It's number 1. What were the two names, Andy? Barajas or it's Barajas. That's this guy in goal looks
Smith. Players go down. Referee doesn't indicate anything. Both guys down. That's Smith and Klobyan. Klobyan's still down. This is blasted the other way. Grady will let this roll for a goal kick. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out the goalkeeping situation. Petrasek was on the lineup card, but we think it might be Barajas instead. Referee now still talking things over, and no one's happy about this. The keeper's all the way out. Klobyan's still down. The foul was by A.R. Smith, who I don't believe received a card. And then this has turned into a bit of a fracas afterwards. So now Signs is getting a conversation. And so now lots to sort out here. Klobyan is just still sitting on the ground. Hopefully he's all right. Looks like we might see a substitution for Klobyan.
You are missing a Volkswagen car key. It also has an air tag and a fuzzy sheet with it. Please come visit the press box to claim it.
Getting ready to sub in the match. That's Luis Lozoya. Sub not coming yet, though, so we'll wait on that. Kurtz wide for Makowiecki. Oscar Montejano. Nico Williams. Razzo eventually signs there to help. A.R. Smith. And now a chance here for Adria to turn and go. Shkidchenko. Shkidchenko up against Austin Montejano. Shkidchenko still. Shkidchenko. Taken away there by Bay Kurtz. Signs able to turn. Good to see that Nick Klobian looks to be okay. Long ball down the far side. Mendoza runs it down. Has help from his left back, Razzo. It was a dramatic jump, but there was contact for sure. This is a foul. I think the jump by Azqueta made this look worse than it was, but it was late and it was high, and so Austin Montejano is going to go into the book.
To Chicago House number 20.
Azqueta, I think, is lobbying for something stronger than yellow by pointing to where the contact was. Everybody up off the Adria bench. They might be preparing a second sub as well. Cam Williams, it looks like, might be getting ready. Lozoya still waits. So Lozoya is in. He's going to replace Shkidchenko. And Williams is checking in as well. So Lozoya, 13, is in for Shkidchenko. And here's the second change, as it'll be Williams in. And he replaces Sanchez. No, not yet, he doesn't. I don't even think the referee saw that first substitution be made, and the fourth official is, I think, now telling Derek Huffman, you can't just have people walk on and off the bench without telling us. Sanchez is off, and on comes Cam Williams, the former UW Milwaukee Panther. So Lozoya, the Zaragoza, Mexico native. Zaragoza, I should say. Zaragoza, Mexico, not Zaragoza, Spain. And Williams, the Milwaukee native.
And number 7, Alejandro Sanchez.
This second half has already had multiple 3 or 4 minute stoppages in it. We are on course for a whole pile of extra time at the end of this one. Or added time, I should say. No overtime in the Midwest Premier League regular season. This is taken short. Lozoya came off the bench and was not ready for that.
We got some chatter in the YouTube chat from back coach Chicago House fans very disrespectful. Adria's been a top team for 20+ years now.
Kurtz. Makowiecki. Abidor. Smith. House have just looked out of sync tonight in possession. They had that chance right at the start of the half for Kikis Avalos, but that's been it. Lozoya hits this long. Looks like Adria's now gone to a back three, so Razo, the left back, is now playing on the left side of a back three with Howell and Rodriguez. And Williams has gone in as a left wing back with Azqueta now playing as a right wing back. So a defensive shift for Derek Hoffman. Protecting this 2-goal lead. Alzate. Makowiecki. Oscar Montejano. Nico Williams is House preparing a change. A 26, and I don't have a 26, so we'll have to check with... We'll have to check who this is. And substitution here looks like it's going to be Alzate, the defensive midfielder, coming off. Xavier Gomez is the player coming in wearing 26. He's on our roster's 28. Gomez, Chicago native, played his college ball at Nebraska Omaha. So that's a pretty attacking change, though. Alzate is kind of an ever-present for this team, the defensive midfielder from Colombia. And he's replaced by Gomez. Looks like Oscar Montejano is now going to play as the deepest of the midfield three.
Entering the match, number 26, Xavier Gomez. Exiting the match, number 22, Jhon Alzate.
'63rd minute here. Adria just looking to keep control of things. With this 2-0 lead, that went out of play for a throw. Spartiati's chesting it down for Kikis. Out of play by Howell. Given away, though. Signs. Azqueta. Strong step there by Oscar Montejano. Spartiati's on the turn. Gomez. No help. Both fullbacks have stayed very defensive tonight for House. Flicked wide. Williams getting a piece of that was Razo. And cleared away.
House fans, Rockdown Publishing, a proud media partner of the Chicago House, and the publishers of the Elmhurst Independent newspaper, is your source for Chicago House.
If you were curious about those U.S. national team games that were going on tonight as well, the U.S. men defeated Guatemala 2-1 in the Gold Cup semifinals. They'll face the winner of Mexico and Honduras, who face off later tonight. And the U.S. women defeated Canada 3-0 in D.C. That's away by Montejano. And looks like we're going to see a switch up of sorts. Williams is going to come to the right side. And going over to the left side is the other substitute, Lozoya. Adria in no hurry on the restart. Still 25 minutes plus stoppage time to go, and as I mentioned, that stoppage time, if I had to guess right now, is going to be 6 or 7 minutes. Free kick. Foul by A.R. Smith.
Fans, if you haven't stopped by and had a taste of Antina's food, you're in for a real treat. A variety of options to satisfy most palates over at Tina's Food Truck.
Set piece opportunity here. Adria have not taken a shot, I don't think, of any sort yet in this second half, and yet they have controlled it. It's the type of game tonight is. Swung in low by Lozoya. Howell tried to flick it on and couldn't. Smith. Here goes Kikis Avalos. Kikis cutting inside, dodges one challenge, could not dodge a second. Free kick. House want a yellow, and they're not getting one.
It's a counterattack, is it not? It's a counter, is it not? How is that not a yellow?
Shannon Seymour not happy down on the touchline.
We had 3. Get it together.
Abidor.
Get it together. I won't have to be in your face. Let's go.
He mentioned they have 3 yellows. I think A.R. Smith might have gotten a yellow card earlier that I missed. Guess the only way we'll find out is if A.R. gets another one. I did not see one for that foul that resulted in that big, long argument, that foul he had on Klabian, but I would not be surprised if there was one in that fray and we just didn't see it. Abidor lifting this forward. And Abidor is keeping everybody on side here. Could be trouble, 3-on-3. Ball in behind. Mendoza got it all wrong. Could have easily been 3. And now the referee's going to come over, and this is either going to be a conversation with Shannon Seymour specifically, or it's going to be about something that was said from the crowd, but we'll see, because Seymour was really in the face there of the 4th official. So now referee and Seymour having a conversation. The locals are going restless here at Langhorst Field. And so it is a yellow card for Shannon Seymour. And now we've got somebody else off the bench with a few things to say. I guess from a House perspective, the fact there's going to be a lot of stoppage time, the bright side is they might need it. AR hits that on, and that's a good example of some of the issues they've had tonight. There was a clear through ball there for Nico Williams. Instead, the ball goes toward Avalos. There's the off-ball movement hasn't been there for House tonight. It doesn't look like a team that's on the same page. Austin Montejano for A.R. Smith. Smith wins a corner. Set pieces haven't created much danger tonight for House. Can they change that here?
Metro Chicago is part of the House team this year. Stop by and check out their giveaways and kids' activities throughout today's game in the House Fest area.
Now, referee. We done with that. We tried.
Swung in. Cleared away. I think that was Razzo who made the clearance. Kurtz. And no one's there. Gomez. Williams able to turn. Here goes Nico Williams. Williams cross in, hammered away by Howell. Change is coming, it looks like, for Adria, number 20. Omar Gill, or maybe Heel is going to come in. It was on my sheet as 2 L's, but could understand if it's only 1. But Omar Gill is going to come in alongside number 8, Zach Regit. House have still only made the 1 change, and that was Williams for Lane at halftime. Now they're going to make a couple more. Magloria Makila has been summoned, as has Eric Espinoza. Razzo. Big ball forward, looking for Barone. Haven't called his name in a while. Kikis gets ahead to it, but Williams will keep it in play. No pressure here on Klobyan. Long run here for Williams. He'll get there. Back for Klobyan. As Queta dodges a challenge, Klobyan. And now we have a conversation going on off the ball. And still we got some guys jawing at each other here. It's Azqueta and A.R. Smith. And we got to be careful here. This has the potential to really boil over. And now Kim Williams is involved. Smith with a shove. Referee, no indication yet, just keeping a keen eye as Williams gets caught by surprise by a ball off his foot. Cam Williams dodges a challenge. Williams with some space. Over for Lazo. Lazo has a go from distance. Pulled it well wide. And we've got subs coming for both teams. Grady's put the ball back in play, and the referee in the center did not hear or see the fourth official, indicating that subs should be made, and the group of guys standing there just had a laugh about it. Abidor. To be fair, the referee does have a lot on his plate right now with how this game is going. As Queta heads that out, and now we'll get the subs. So it's going to be Barone and Azqueta out for Adria, and it's Spartiatis and Austin Montejano out for House. So Regent has gone up top in Barone's place, and the new right back is Gill. Let's see for House what's happened here. Mwpl has replaced Spartiatis and is now on the wing. And Austin Montejano. Now Montejano might have actually been replaced by Mwpl, and they're just abandoning a defender, because we also have Eric Espinoza into the game. So we'll have to see how that's working. I would assume it's now going to be a back three of Makowiecki, Abidor, and Kurtz, with Mwpl playing as a kind of a wing back in name only, more or less just a winger. Kikis Avalos lining up for a set piece. House, it feels like, need to get something out of this. Neither team has produced anything on offense in this second half so far. I think there's been more fouls than there have been completed passes in the final third. Here goes Kikis. Avalos off the wall, deflection. What a save! Best save we've seen here from anybody this season. That took a wicked deflection off the wall. And I believe it's Alejandro Barajas in goal with a phenomenal adjustment to get his left hand to that. My goodness, what a save. And could that save the game for Adria? It's kept House out for now. That's closed down, handball. Yes, penalty. And moments after a phenomenal save, Barajas with more work to do. It's a handball. Adria are saying it was outside the box. The referee consulted with his assistant and then pointed to the spot. No one's got a good angle on where that ball hits the arm in terms of if it's outside or inside the 18. Just nobody's got a good look at it, so you're going on your best judgment if you're the referees. And now it's Chicago House with a chance to get on the board and reduce the deficit in half. Interesting, it's Xavier Gomez who has the ball down on the spot. Gomez, the former Minnesota United MLS draft pick. Was on the Union Omaha roster for a few years in League One. Gomez against Barajas. It's got to go in for House. Xavier Gomez, saved by Barajas, but the flag is up. He was off his line early and will do it again. Flag went up right away. Barajas pleads his case. But assistant. And now we've got the Adria bench arguing with House fans. And this is one of those silly things where nobody else in the building or on the field has a good view of this except the assistant referee. And so there could be all sorts of responses and arguments from fans and players and coaches and whoever, but no one else has a good look at this. And it's not a, so the rule is this is not a yellow card. It's a yellow card if he does it again. It's only a yellow if there's a second warning. And now A.R. Smith has taken the ball off of Xavier Gomez, and now we have something getting out of hand. A House fan and the Adria coaching staff. And this is a whole separate situation we got going now. Not going to show it on camera, but we have a House fan having to be separated from Huffman. Abidor's now over, his former teammate back in the House Nisa days, to try to play peacemaker. Jhon Alzate is off the bench to try to calm things down. The referee's going to come over. He's talking to the fourth official, trying to figure out what on earth just happened over here. And somebody really, we can't do it over the PA, but it would actually be good if the fans knew that that is not a yellow card offense. It is very much the rule that it's only a yellow if the keeper does it twice. And then all further offenses would be an additional yellow. So if you do it 3 times, you get a red card. And now Abidor is the House representative alongside Shannon Seymour, with Derek Huffman, the Adria coach, being consulted. I think Shannon is saying something to the effect of, I can only control what's going on out between the lines here. I think Shannon's calling for some of his team's own fans to be told to leave because he knows this is just hurting his team at this point. And again, the fans are still screaming for a yellow card they think they deserve that they're not going to get.
It's not a card. It's very much the rule. He's got to do it twice to get carded. He did. Yeah.
And so there's another penalty to be taken here. Eventually by House, after Barajas encroached on the first one. So it's a retake. Last it looked like A.R. Smith, the captain, had taken the ball off of Gomez, whose first attempt was saved by Barajas down to his left. The referee's got a yellow card out here for Huffman. So Huffman gets a yellow, even though he wasn't the instigator of that, but he did respond, and that's a case where you're going to be told to leave. And now the fourth official with a message relaying from the referee to a member of Chicago House staff. And the temperature has cooled for now. Abidor and Williams are talking at midfield, and Abidor's clearly not happy, though. I can only imagine who he's not happy with, because there's a few people who didn't conduct themselves particularly professionally in those few minutes. Also, the clock is ticked into the 81st minute, but we are headed for, if it's kept correctly, we are headed for something on the order of 12 or 13 minutes right now of added time. Honestly, it should... The way this is going, the right number is going to be something in the region of 15 by the time we get there. Referee now giving a quick talk to everybody. Gives a shrug to a member of Adria. And eventually, A.R. Smith's going to take another penalty here, or he's going to take the second penalty after Gomez had his saved, but Barajas encroached. And it is eerily quiet now here at Langhorst Field, only a couple minutes after we had a whole lot of noise. A.R. Smith and Barajas having a nice conversation here before they square off. And I think what the relayed message was that the fan who was getting into it with Huffman has to be escorted from the stadium, and so I believe that is what we are waiting to happen. And now A.R. Smith is trotting over to the house bench. Getting another drink of water, talking with Shannon Seymour. Meanwhile, the ball is being guarded on the penalty spot. I think that's Espinoza. Clock is now in the 83rd minute, approaching the 84th. And in all that, the only official discipline that was handed out is a yellow card to Rwb Adria coach Derek Huffman, which made sense. But now we're going to have a retaken penalty, and for everyone's sake, I hope that whatever happens, it does not involve that assistant's flag going up again. Referee making sure everybody's outside the 18. A.R. Smith with the ball down on the 12-yard marker. Here we go again. Smith versus Barajas this time. A.R. Smith scores. No, he missed. Or did he score? He scored and it went through the net because the net's not tied correctly. All right, it's a goal. Because this game just needed something else strange to happen. A.R. Smith scores in the 84th minute. Well, over the last several years, I have seen a lot of Midwest Premier League games. I haven't seen anything like this one. So, I can't see the YouTube chat, but I hear it's very spirited, but we can do our best to stay respectful. That would be great. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. We appreciate your passion and enthusiasm, and we thank you for spending your night with us here on Recruitlings and on YouTube for a very important game at the top of the Midwest Premier League. This is going to be a goal kick here for Rwb Adria. And I'm really just curious to see, because again, in these type of games, rarely will you ever see added time more than 5 minutes. And again, tonight I think 15 or something on that range would be appropriate. Now the gamesmanship begins, because we didn't have enough of that already, as sitting down on the field is Howell. I have a sneaking suspicion we have not seen the end of tonight's silliness. We're going to be here a while. Adria going to make a couple changes. Number 18, Aaron Sandoval, and number 17, Leo Acosta, former Chicago House player, are both checking in. I'll see if Howell's one of the subs. So that's the first sub. Howell is out, and on comes Sandoval to replace him. And the second change is Mendoza departing to be replaced by Acosta. So it's Acosta and Sandoval in for Mendoza and Howell. Howell with some really resolute defending throughout tonight. Mendoza a part to play in both goals, assisted the opener, scored the second from the spot. And if his night's over, it's been a good one for him. And at this point, the only two official shots on goal by anyone in the second half are the incredible save by Barajas on the free kick from Avalos right before the penalty, and then because that first penalty didn't really happen, it's the one that A.R. Smith scores. That's it. Ryan Grady, no saves. I don't know if Ryan Grady's made a save in the game now that I think about it. Again, it's not like it's been a game that Adria have controlled most of via attack. It's a game that's been mostly played in the middle third of the field and has been, frankly, kind of a mess. A.R. Smith. Smith into the middle, just Williams. Oh, he got there first. It's on the line. And he missed it.
No, it went in.
Williams is down hurt. The shot went wide. I didn't think he was going to get there first. Barajas was a step slow. Barajas is waving that Williams needs some help here. That was a big collision. Both teams are waving that Williams needs help.
Yep, it went wide.
And I don't know if it's a corner or a goal kick at the end of this, but I think Williams might have collided with the post. It's interesting that the Adria players are more concerned here for Nico Williams than the house players are. Hopefully Nico's all right. He was going full speed there. And it's either under a lot of pressure, a bad miss. Getting a look at the replay now. Okay, so what I'm seeing on the replay is that it was cleared. I'm going to get another look here. I think this is actually cleared away. No, Williams just misses it. It's just a miss by Williams. He's under pressure from an Adria player, and he runs into the post. I couldn't tell who, but it was a player on Adria trying to catch up to him. Williams, under that pressure, took a big swing. He missed from about 2 yards out and went flying into the post. I think I have to update my estimate on added time at the end of this one. We are now going to be looking at something on the order of probably 20 minutes. And then it really gets silly when you don't know how much added time has happened in the added time. Referee checks with Williams. I don't know where the ball even is after this. It's going to be a goal kick, which I think, based on the replay I saw, is the correct call. Williams is okay. And Williams, by rights, the Adria bench is correct here. Williams, by rights, should have to come off the field, although it might be an exception because the treatment happened entirely off the playing surface. So that might then be at the referee's discretion. Referee talking to the fourth official. AR waving down the Adria bench. So Williams is going to go off on the far side. We're in the 90th minute, but we're going to play well over 100 tonight. We're hearing 15. So I think that's probably a little low, but it's still a ton, so why not? 15 added minutes. That's a record for any Midwest Premier League game I've called.
The clock has passed 90 minutes, and official time is being kept on the field. The fourth official has indicated that a minimum of 15 minutes of extra time will be played in the second half.
So 15 more minutes at least. Williams. Back there for Gill. Now looking to get out of trouble is Sandoval. There has been precious little soccer played in the last half hour. Cam Williams on the run. Ooh, that took an odd bounce, but Ryan Grady adjusted well and restarts play. Eric Espinoza. I think this is the first time we've called his name in the course of play. Bay Kurtz. Oscar Montejano. Excuse me, gotta be, because Austin's not on the field anymore. I just saw a lightning bolt in the distance. That is the last thing we need right now. Nico Williams. Oscar Montejano. Williams goes down, no foul. Getting out of trouble here is Leo Acosta. And down the far side, here come Adria. In the middle is Regit. Back to the middle. Cam Williams. Gill the overlap. Gill, the cross to the middle, is headed away by David Abidor. Mwpl trying to run it down, won't be able to. It is an Adria throw.
Yeah. I'm good with that, Andy.
Quick throw in, and Regit's wide open here. Gill. Acosta. Slowing down with Sandoval as they just look to keep possession here. Mwpl slides in. It's a throw in again for Adria. Gill. And it's another Adria throw. I think we might be getting a look at what the visitors hope the next 12 minutes resembles. 2-1 game. An A.R. Smith penalty keeping this alive for the home team. Free kick. Defense, 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 yells Adria coach Derek Hoffman. Oscar Montejano, Eric Espinoza. It's interesting, both teams have subbed in this game like it's a IFAB regulated game where you only get 5 subs in 3 windows. No one's exceeded either of those two things, and we haven't seen anybody who was subbed out come back into the game. Espinoza frustrated with the lack of off-ball movement. That's kind of been a theme tonight. Williams. Well done there by Oscar Montejano to get out of a crowd and keep possession. Gomez. Abidor. Espinoza. The discipline from Adria tonight out of possession to keep their defensive shape has been really impressive. This is sent long looking for Nico Williams. And did he run out of his box? Referee says he did. And now this gets interesting again. Keeper caught it and didn't release before he was outside the area. That's, I'm pretty sure, supposed to be a yellow card, but first things first, it is a free kick from right on the 18-yard line, and Kikis Avalos is going to have a chance to tie this game here in stoppage time. A.R. Smith will be interested, but I got to imagine this will and should be Avalos. Again, he nearly scored off a deflection on a similar set piece earlier, if not for an amazing save by Barajas. Referee will walk off the 10 yards. And that Adria wall's got to go back about 4 more. And they're being prevented from doing so by their own draft excluder player who is laying on the ground and not moving. And the referee said a lot there to try to encourage them to move. I don't think that wall moved at all. There's no way this is 10 yards. Kikis Avalos will want it to not matter.
Delay a game, ref! Delay a game! Right down there.
Avalos is pointing out it's not 10 yards. And the wall now continues to inch forward. That's the 10-yard line. The blue line is at 8.5. You can do the math. Kikis blasts over. Even if the wall's where it should have been, which was another 1.5 yards backwards. It's one of those things. When you're playing soccer on a football field and you have yard lines, it's the sort of thing that should be theoretically pretty easy to walk off. Even if refs are used to walking it off, you got yard lines, you can use them. We have about 9 minutes left. Barajas launches this into the air. Into the air by Makowiecki. And out of play for a throw for Adria. And Gill taking his time. We haven't gotten a yellow card for time wasting, but it feels like we're going to probably get one at some point. The referee's going to blow for a free kick for a foul by House. I think it was A.R. Smith who got tangled up there with Cam Williams, who, as soon as the whistle happened, Williams probably wisely just fled the scene and jogged away to the other half of the field. And now, probably should be a yellow for time wasting, given that a Adria player, while the game was ostensibly ongoing, just walked onto the bench, picked up a water bottle, walked back onto the field with it, and then threw it. I know we're stopped for a set piece, but come on, folks. Signs to take, the captain. Lifting this to the far side. Headed on goal. Grady makes a huge save to keep the game alive for House. Again, that might be the only save he's made tonight, but it's a big one right now. Espinoza couldn't get it forward as Williams blocked it. A.R. Smith. McGlory Mwpl. Mwpl, 1-on-5, is taken out there by Sandoval, and that'll be a yellow card. Sandoval into the book. Somehow, I think that's the first yellow card an Rwb Adria players picked up tonight. Not that there's been a lot of other instances that were obvious yellow cards. I think the goalkeeper carrying the ball out of his area maybe should have been, but other than that, it's been chippy. Each coach is on a yellow. We are currently in the 9th minute of a minimum of 15 added on. Oscar Montejano. House in search of an equalizer. How dramatic would that be? Trying to get out of trouble here is Leo Acosta. Acosta wins a throw. Well done by the former Chicago House man. All the way back here for Barajas. Abidor and Regent battling for that. Regent able to spin away, tried to play it through. Good recovery, Makowiecki. Bay Kurtz. On the turn, Xavier Gomez. Nowhere to go. I also got to think these white and light purple jerseys have not been helpful for anybody tonight. Great cause, supporting organizations that help fund cancer research and treatment, so I'm not knocking that at all. I'm just saying, maybe next time, go for a slightly darker shade of purple. It's not like Adria wearing their home kits would have been any better. If you're familiar with the Croatian national team, they look a lot like that. Cam Williams out of the way, and it's a House throw. Smith quickly back underway here into the 11th minute. Added on. Again, a minimum of 15. Bay Kurtz. Launching it long, looking for the run of Williams. Williams speeding. Not in time. Barajas has it. Gomez, Makowiecki, Williams. Montejano looking for Makowiecki, running forward. His cross. Gill, well, has it, but he's not clearing it. And finally, it's out of play for an Adria throw. That was living on the edge there by Omar Gill. The only real question is, if you're not going to give yellows for time wasting, are you going to add the time on later? Here goes Cam Williams. Look at his speed. Cam Williams, can he finish it? Williams, it got a touch off Grady. And it's going to be a goal kick. Referee says it came back off Williams last. Ryan Grady with his second huge intervention in stoppage time. Ryan Grady, when the ref said he didn't have the ball was rolling when he played it, Grady saying you weren't even looking. Been that kind of night. 2-1. As folks taking the late train home from the city roll into Elmhurst. Wide of the corner. They will cross this in. Abidor, good header away. A.R. Smith on the turn, that worked out. Makowiecki. Williams will chase this down. Pollo Rodriguez back to Barajas. Sandoval sends it forward. Kurtz onto it. Abidor. We're in the 13th minute of a minimum of 15. House running low on time. Smith took the contact. This will probably be a yellow card. The guilty party here is Klabian, although maybe I should stop making predictions about how this game's going to be officiated. Either way, if I'm House, I want to get on with this, because even though the referee should be adding time on to the original 15 total, there's no guarantee he's going to. And we're about to pass the 13-minute mark. Xavier Gomez has the ball down. Cam Williams told to get away. Gomez to deliver. Almost everybody forward into the area for House. Gomez in low, not a good delivery, easily cleared by the first man. Was Signs the captain. Gomez in some trouble here. Espinoza, Williams. In the 14th minute of added time right now. Kikis Avalos, haven't called his name in ages. It's really kind of shocking how quiet he's been tonight outside of set pieces. To the far side, Razzo does enough there. Space here to turn for Lozoya. Lozoya carrying, looking to just kill some time. Back for Klabian. And now Lozoya with space. Into the 15th minute. Added on at the end of this game. What a crazy night this has been. Just a 2-1 game, though. Cam Williams, did he get fouled by McGlory Makila? He did. Free kick for Adria, and a great opportunity here to kill this game off. We've got a yellow card here for Abidor. He goes in the book for dissent. And now we're going to have a whole other dust-up. But maybe both teams sensing this is about the end of the match. A lot of frustration here from the House players for a game they feel hasn't been fairly officiated. And I think maybe there's some individual calls you can quibble with, but I think on the balance, this is really a tough game tonight for any referee or refereeing team to manage. And I think our official tonight, our center referee, has, you know, if you've watched a lot of amateur soccer and how it's generally refereed, I think we've gotten overall an above average night out of our officiating crew tonight. I think they've done about as well as could be expected. And now we are in the God knows how much time is left zone, because we are past the minimum of 15. I would say there should be 2 or 3 more added on, but we'll see how that goes. Some pushing and shoving in the corner here. That ball stays in bounds. Kurtz pulls a man back. Ball still loose. Referee lets it all go. Both coaches unhappy. Now we get a whistle. The ball goes in the net. And I don't even know what the call is here. It's a house free kick is the eventual call for something that Regent did. Ryan Grady's just thinking, hey, we got to get down the other side of the field and try to score a goal. McLaurie Mwpl just gave it away. Signs. Cam Williams just with the equivalent of a punt down into the corner. Grady will keep it in. Referee whistle to his lips. We're 16 plus minutes in added time, and the final whistle goes. It's a 2-1 win for Adria. It's back-to-back losses for House. And what kind of consequences could tonight have when the final table comes to a rest at the end of the Heartland Conference First Division season? Goals in the 27th and 42nd minute gave Adria a halftime lead. House fought back, literally and figuratively, in that second half. They eventually clawed one back from the spot to get it to 2-1, but this is a night that'll be remembered for chippiness, for dust-ups, for yellow cards to the coaches, for rowdiness in the stands, for frustration with the referees. But hopefully everybody can walk away from this game with minimal hard feelings. For House, they got to put this week behind them. It has been a tough one. They dropped both games, and now their position at the top of the table is precipitous, to say the least. A reminder that there are 2 more House men's home games in the regular season, and you can watch those here on Recruitlings. They are both Saturday nights. They are July 12th and July 19th, 7 p.m. kickoffs here in Elmhurst. We hope you can join us for both of those. Again, thank you for the spirited discussion in the comments tonight. We thank everybody for tuning in and spending your Wednesday evening here with us on Recruitlings for this Midwest Premier League title matchup of sorts. Could be a title decided by the end of the year. I guess the word I was looking there for is matchup of Titans. It's been a long night, so that's going to basically do it, because I have talked enough and we've seen enough tonight from Elmhurst. We'll try to get some thoughts from down on the field, so stay with us for that. But for now, for our entire Recruitlings and House crew, I'm Alex Campbell saying so long and good night.
Hi, my name is Brian Koenig. I am the president of Soccer 2000. We are a soccer specialty store located in Downers Grove. We specialize in servicing club uniforms and a personalized retail experience. Soccer 2000 has an exclusive team center that includes a wide variety of uniform kits to help your club choose the next kits that will make you guys look great on the field. Contact us at 630-241-9500 or find us online at soccer2000.com.
Max Heads custom kick drum heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head. Did you know that you can advertise your business on our live streams? You sure can. Contact us about the numerous advertising opportunities we offer to local businesses during our sports live streams. Build brand awareness, engage customers, and support your local sports teams. Contact us for more information.
On to the field postgame here. Alex Campbell joined by Chicago House midfielder and veteran Jhon Alzate after tonight's 2-1 loss against Rwb Adria. John, to roll it all the way back, this matchup is always a physical and a bit of a feisty one. How were you guys preparing for this game? What were you expecting out of tonight, and how did it compare to what you thought tonight was going to be?
Yeah, I mean, we prepare. We know it's a good team. They always come to play. They have veterans players too. A lot of them are ex-pros. So we know they come to play the game, not just the soccer, but also with their antics. And then we can see it throughout the whole games, the fouls, the pushing. I think we prepare well for this week. We know it's gonna be physical. We know it's gonna be hard. We know it's gonna be a 90-minute game, and so we did our best, and it shows in the field.
You guys fought to the end there. Their keeper makes an amazing save on Kiki's. I said it was the best save I've ever seen on this field. AR then eventually scores that penalty. What does it say about the kind of the fight and the belief you guys showed there at the end of the game, even if it did come up just short?
Yeah, I mean, we're a family. I think that's our motive. We love each other. We train every day, and we're more than just a team that shows up. And I think that fight for the family, is reflected in the field. We don't stop. We keep going. We believe in each other, and we try to make the best out of it.
You guys start the season 7 games unbeaten, and now it's 2 losses and 2. How do you shake off this week, bounce back with still 3 weeks of the season left to go?
Yeah, I mean, we're still 3 games. I think anything can happen at this point for us, for them. For us going forward, it's just we cannot lose anymore. We got to get as many points as we can in the last couple of games, and keep our heads up.
Well, we look forward to seeing you guys go for that. Again, 2 more games at home for House in the regular season, the 12th and the 19th. Hope you can join us for those. Glad you joined us for these. John, thanks so much for taking a few minutes. We really appreciate it. And thanks, everybody, again for tuning in. I'm Alex Campbell signing off from Elmhurst, and we'll see you on the 12th for more of Chicago House in the Midwest Premier League.